In South Africa, a woman gave birth 10 days after she died. Imagine seeing a female corpse giving birth 10 days after passing away. Something you can't imagine, right? What about the baby? Is it still alive then? And how the is that even possible? She's dead, right? So there's no activity going on in her body? Well, the case in South Africa is not the only one. Nature is strange. In today's video, we will explain to you how this is even possible and why dead women can still give birth. Pregnancy is truly a beautiful and exhilarating journey. For some, it can be as smooth as a breeze, while for others it can be a roller coaster ride. But through the ups and downs, holding that little bundle of joy in your arms makes it feel like everything was absolutely worth it. But some statistics here have a different story to tell. The World Health Organization estimated that in 2015, more than 300,000 women died due to complications while giving birth. That's 830 women per day. 2/3 of these deaths took place in sub-Saharan Africa, and 22% of them, or 66,000, took place in South Asia. A woman in Nigeria is more than 200 times more likely to die during childbirth than a woman in, say, Sweden. Women and mothers are, however, powerful goddesses who still persevere through thick and thin for the miracle of birth. Before we dive into the story of 33-year-old Nomveliso Nomasonto Mdoyi, that's the woman who gave birth 10 days after she died, let us look at some other really miraculous births. Some are even more shocking, like the following one. In June 2016, in Portugal, a baby boy was born to a woman who had been brain dead for nearly 4 months. The mother was declared brain dead on 20th February 2016 after she had a brain hemorrhage. After consulting the doctors, the father agreed that the pregnancy can be continued after tests had revealed that the fetus was healthy even after the mother was declared brain dead. The baby was delivered at a Lisbon hospital after 34 weeks via caesarean section, while his mother remained on life support. This miraculous event marked the longest a baby has survived in the womb after the mother was declared brain dead in Portugal. The boy, Lorenzo, weighed a healthy 2.35 kilograms and had no birth defects. Amazing, isn't it? 2016 seems to have been a year of marvels. For the same year, in January, a healthy baby boy was born to his brain-dead mother. When the 41-year-old woman was just 17 weeks into her pregnancy, she was diagnosed with an untreatable brain tumor. The doctors at the Wrocław Medical University then kept her on life support for 55 days and then decided to deliver her baby when they believed the boy's life was in danger. He was born in the 26th week of pregnancy and weighed just 1 kilogram or 2.2 pounds. Barbara Krulak-Olejnik, the head of the neonatal unit at the teaching hospital, stated that it was rare to maintain a successful pregnancy for so long since the mother was declared brain dead in her second trimester. Regardless of the obstacles, the doctors did their best to save the child to honor the family's wishes. After spending 3 months in ICU, the baby boy went home weighing a healthy 3 kilograms. His mother was taken off life support shortly after she gave birth. These stories really bring tears to our eyes. Here's another case that tested Portugal's organ donation law. In 2019, the 26-year-old international sportswoman Catarina Sequeira was declared brain dead after she suffered from an acute asthma attack while at home. She was 19 weeks pregnant at the time and was therefore placed on ventilator support so that the doctors could save her baby. But there was a catch. Catarina had never opted out of Portugal's presumed consent organ donation law, so when the question came to whether her organs were to be harvested immediately or whether she was to be kept on life support to save her baby, there was quite a dilemma. Ultimately, it was decided that little Salvador's life would be saved. The head of the hospital's ethics committee stated that being a donor wasn't just about donating a heart, lung, or liver, it was also about being in a position to nurture a child so that the child could live. Though the baby was scheduled to be born at 32 weeks, doctors pushed the C-section a few days before as Catarina's respiratory condition continued to deteriorate. Baby Salvador was born at 1.7 kilograms and had no health complications. Here's another story from September 2016 from South Chicago. Parasha Beard, 19, was waiting in a car with her 26-year-old friend. Suddenly, she and her companion were fatally shot in the neck and her friend received a second bullet in his chest. Both of them died shortly after. Parasha was 7 months pregnant at the time of the freak incident and was due to give birth in December. But here's a story of how efficient the human body is at protecting and nurturing a fetus at all costs. When she was brought to the hospital, doctors decided to deliver the baby prematurely via C-section. A healthy baby girl named Miracle was successfully delivered and was hospitalized for further checkups. Doctors state that these posthumous deaths occur because fetuses can survive in the mother's womb for a surprising amount of time depending on the state of the mom's body. For example, if there is no circulation in the mother, then oxygen can no longer be carried to the umbilical cord and the fetus will die. However, if there is a chance that oxygen can be carried to the fetus through the cord, through blood circulation, the baby can survive. In Beard's case, where she had just died, the priority was to deliver the baby as soon as possible. However, in the earlier cases we saw, since the death was less traumatic, the mothers were put on life support for a certain period of time to allow the fetus to develop further in the womb before a safe delivery could be induced. Now, back to the shocking case of Nomveliso Nomosanto Mdoyi. In 2018, Mdoyi had complained of sudden breathlessness when she was at home at the Mthayasi village. She died shortly afterward, leaving behind 5 children. However, another incident 10 days later would plunge her family into fresh grief. After she died, Mdoyi's body was handed over to a firm of funeral directors for her funeral preparations and subsequent burial. However, just 10 days later, as the staff at the funeral home were carrying the body from the mortuary tray to her coffin, they noticed that a newly born baby had appeared between her legs. Sadly, it was a stillbirth. On seeing the lifeless corpse, the staff was extremely shaken to their core as they had never heard of a dead woman giving birth. The funeral home's director, Fundili Magalana, stated that in the 20 years of his career, he had never seen such a shocking sight. The unfortunate incident left Nomveliso's mother even more grief-stricken. The family then ignored suggestions of witchcraft and held a funeral followed by a cremation to send off their loved one and her stillborn child with dignity. It wasn't clear if the baby's life could have been saved with emergency intervention had the doctors given the mother appropriate treatment when she fell ill. But how did she end up giving birth after death? Well, experts state that there could be 2 reasons. 1, the muscles relax after death, or 2, a buildup of bacteria after death could have pushed the unborn baby out of the womb and into the world. This is a rare event called coffin birth or post-mortem fetal extrusion, wherein a non-viable fetus is pushed from a deceased pregnant woman. Often, this is the result of the increasing pressure of intra-abdominal gases that accumulate in the body when the body begins to decompose. Naturally occurring bacteria and organs of the abdominal cavity, like the stomach, release gases as the byproducts of metabolism, which causes the body to swell. In some cases, like in the one of Nomveliso, the confining pressure of the gases can squeeze the uterus or womb and force it downward. This process resembles that of childbirth. Cases of coffin birth have been recorded as early as the 16th century, and there is also some archaeological evidence that proves its occurrence in other periods of human history. In modern history, however, the already rare occurrence is made even rarer through the practice of chemical preservation. In this process, chemical preservatives and disinfectant solutions are pumped into the body to replace body fluids and therefore the bacteria that reside in the body. The only time coffin birth may occur in the current day and age is if a pregnant woman remains undisturbed for a long time or if she isn't discovered for a while after death. So, in the case of Nomveliso, it is likely that her body wasn't preserved properly even though her funeral was decided on the 10th day following her death. Often, the case of letting the mother live on life support to give the fetus a chance to live is a much debated scenario that can split the public in two. Some believe that the woman and her child should be left to die with dignity, whereas others refer to the unborn child's right to live. And that is some food for thought. Let us know what you think in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a big thumbs up and share these amazing, miraculous stories with everyone. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and stay tuned for the next video where we will answer another why that's on your mind. Thank you for watching and goodbye.